Well, hello. It's Wednesday, my crew. How's it going, everybody? Hey, Magoo. Retro Engine. Commander Apollo. How are y'all doing this fine day? Welcome back. This is Digital Iliad. We are working on some FTL-like games in Godot. We're on a full court press here right now to make the capsule art for one of these games, Lofi Flyby, kind of chill FTL-like game that kind of supposed to represent, you know, our first dipping our toes into this, right? Kind of a vibe check on all of it. It's all in service of the game plan. We're working on the Steam page stuff. All in service of the game plan, which is to make a Steam page this quarter. Q2. Maybe try to get a trailer, a little short trailer up in the following quarter and a demo out at the end of the year. It's a lot. It's a lot. We've had some success and some setbacks so far. But yeah, we're kind of pausing on a lot of work. Pivoting to this for now. Trying to deliver on the deadlines. Commander, it's going good for you. Awesome. You're working towards the physical release of your album. Hell yeah. You just cranked out 4 bonus songs in like 2.5 hours. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. Hey, Sapphire. You sound okay. You sound kind of down. I'm just chill, relatively. I'm a little tired. I'm getting a little worn down by the pacing of what I've been doing lately, but I'm just trying to take it easy the next couple of days here, because we have Ludum Dare this weekend. Ludum Dare is this weekend. We're going to make a whole game in 48 hours, because we always do the compo. Ludum Dare time. 2 days, 5 hours, 22 minutes. So I'm pushing the stream times back a little bit. We're going to probably be on the little shorter side of the stream length the next couple of days. Just take it easy. Pace ourselves. I've had a bit of a throat thing, so if my voice sounds weird, that's it. But I got a nice cup of tea. How are you doing, Sapphire? Sounds like you've been working hard. We have been working hard. For with mixed results. All right, so how are we doing on theme voting? We did theme voting round 1 and theme voting round 2 yesterday. Final round is not up yet. I don't know when the final round comes up. Probably in the next day or two. There's some good ones on here. You can never be sure. Our first Ludum Dare, we sniped the theme. We prepared one design, and ended up being totally correct. Oh my god, we're not going to read any of the drama. Forget the Ludum Dare drama. We're just ready to go. No shame taking a day off if you need to, especially with a game jam this weekend again. We'll do it. We'll keep going. These might just be a little shorter, on the shorter side. Next couple of days. There's still stuff we need to do, you know? But yeah, trying to do 3 game jams in 3 months is a struggle. And we're only on number 2. We still got another one in May, which will be fun. That one will be fun. That one will be a good unwind. It's way less on the line. Not on the line, but pre-made assets are allowed in our last jam, which will be nice. Hey, Cake Hug, how's it going? What's up? We're all right. We're chilling. We're working on the capsule art for our game. We're trying to take the Steam recommended approach of trying to make one art piece that kind of captures all of this stuff. It's challenging for us as shitty artists. I shouldn't say plural. As a shitty artist, it is challenging for me to do this. Our first iteration, this is what we had at the end of yesterday's stream. It's okay. The composition is terrible. There's no negative space. A lot of it is bad. And you know, I kind of see ways in which we could have made it less terrible. But luckily for me, I have a professional artist for a partner. So she talked me through the many ways in which this is less than ideal. I like the element we came up with. Like, we put together this companion star deal really quickly, and I like the idea. I think I'm gonna reframe it, and I think we're gonna rebuild the ship from scratch. The ship design, I don't think it's doing me any favors. It's a start, exactly, Cake Hug. And part of the creative process is being willing to kill your darlings, or whatever they say. Which is like, we made this, it was cool. There's parts of it that I like, but we need to chop it up, rearrange it, work it out. Because doing excellent work often involves doing that work over and over again until it's excellent, right? You don't start with excellence unless you're like a deep natural talent or you have a lot of experience, and I have neither. So, so we're just gonna get there. Sapphire, you're doing okay. Start of the week was rough. Today's okay. Okay, one day at a time. Sometimes that's all you can do. Take it one day at a time. Commander, you have almost all of the stuff to print your CDs. Just waiting on the actual discs. You think you're going to take some time until they get here to make some feelies and goodies to go with them? Ooh, interesting. Man, I wish I'd known about that earlier. My dad was like, I'm getting rid of my CD printer. And by that, he meant like a thing that prints onto CDs. And I was like, wow, I have no use for that, but thank you. Thank you for the offer. I was like, that feels like such old tech. I know. Nobody wanted, he wanted it. He tried to give that away to people, and people were like, meh. Nobody wants printers now. I mean, they're kind of trash. Even good printers are like kind of trash as far as, you know, commodities go. All right. Well, so we're going to rearrange this. I'm going to tell you the direction I'm thinking of, but I'm excited about your album. Your aunt bought you a $20 printer as an early birthday present that can do the CDs. Hell yeah. It's so great when there's an elder family member who like supports you in your endeavors. I think for Edmund Macmillan, it was their grandma. They have a very sweet anecdotes about that in Indie Game the Movie. It's very nice. It's really great when you can bond across generations like that over something like that, and they support you. Well, here's what I'm thinking of for redoing our very edgy, like our hard-edged ship, because I want to do something that doesn't hide the stuff going on in the background and leaves enough negative space. So I don't have anything sorted out yet. All I really did was undid some stuff. So one core thing I'm thinking about, I also repositioned this so that the star is being pulled in behind the black hole. I also made it bigger so that we have more to work with it. We still need to like frame it down, which these capsule frames might be too small now. So I've rearranged some stuff on different layers to make it easier to work with. I haven't quite figured out how I want to lay out the title. I also might bring the star in a little closer. I feel like I could move it in a little more. I liked our original frame of having it being sucked in off screen, but I realized it was like unclear what was happening. And I tried to recreate that like with the detail. Like I tried to draw that part in and it just looked weird. So I kind of gave up on this. I also realized it helped a little if it was above. I'm also not 100% on the direction. This is another compositional thing that was explained to me, which is like, which word is more important? Right? Is lo-fi more important or is flyby more important? Because we're like, there's lots of stuff that's happening because of this composition. Like we're highlighting it. I'm going to try to move this in. I'm going to bring the preview in. I almost never have the preview up, but I realize that it's like kind of good. It's like kind of helpful. Let's put it somewhere that people can actually see it. When did that happen? When did the background become a solid color? That's concerning. Shenanigans. Should be lo-fi, low-fi in your opinion, Chris Knife? I disagree. I disagree on for many reasons, but you'll find that it's actually, so here's the thing. The genre lo-fi is low-fi. Like, if you Wikipedia what lo-fi music is, it's low-fi. So in this sense, I agree with you. The genre of music is called low-fi music, right? Who in the world would ever spell it this way? Also typeset as lo-fi no hyphen or this, which actually seems like a kind of grammatical war crime. I think this is fine. I think this, so this is like what you see in a dictionary, right? But if you look up like lo-fi girl or lo-fi anything, if you look it up in terms of people actually using it, it's almost always, there's no hyphen. So it's like, I think the lived experience of people of this word is hyphenless. Apropos of nothing. Hey, Nanigans. How's it going? Yeah, I think I can tighten this up. How tight can we go is the real question here before it starts to look weird. I think it's hard to communicate what's happening here. Oops. I think I like this better. It certainly brings it more into the framing. You'll concede? Yeah, all must concede before the might of Lo-Fi Girl. But yeah, I tried it out with the hyphen. I don't think it did anything for me except to make the logo a bit longer. The only reason I could see someone being like, you should use the hyphen is if you really wanted the lo-fi to be the same length as Flyby. Like if you were like, lo-fi must be the same length as Flyby in terms of like how many characters it takes up, I think that'd be fine. I think it'd be fine to use a hyphen. But yeah, I think it's one of those common parlance things. There'll need to be a planet named Lo-Fi. Yeah, the Lo-Fi system. That's not a terrible idea. But yeah, I'm struggling with the composition of this now. Now that my initial composition was shot down, I'm having to like actually think about it, and it's hard. I would say it's not going super great, but we're gonna keep working at it. I think the first thing to do is to rebuild this ship in a way that's more acceptable. I think this was like big and busy and too much. Also, the contrast and the positioning, she said, added a lot of tension to this scene, which is like, it shouldn't be tense. Like she was like visually squeezing Ripley between the title cards is like, or the title is like rough. It is true that it's hard to tell the orientation here. Whereas I think if I did a more traditional framing where she's like below the star and below the title and everything, I think we can free up a lot of space. Try to get something that looks a little more natural. I just don't know how quite I want to do that yet. How far I want that to be either. Who shot it down? My partner, who's an artist, who knows way more about composition than I do. So I accept that this was poor. I really want to work out how to do a new version of the ship. I think the elements of this, I think these new elements we added were cool. I think the composition was bad. Nanigan's ultimately right that we'll probably be separating the layers out and repositioning them and stuff. Hey, how's it going? Love the space colors. Yeah, that was another piece of advice I got, was that the initial version was like too high contrast. So I think I've settled on this kind of a coloration where the background is actually lighter than the black hole. And it's kind of something like this. I'm not married to it, but it's more what I'm thinking of because it also helps with the shadows for the text. But yeah, so there's decisions to be made, like which direction do we like to flow? I kind of like this flow better. Kind of like this better if I'm being like super honest. Kind of like that better than this one. I don't know. I think we'll go with this because it provides more room for Ripley on the left here. Because I still want her. Oops. I still want her and Jonesy here. I just don't know quite where to put them. Probably somewhere below. And I want them to be in like a ship that is less like this version of the ship is like too much, you know. I want to do something that's a little more see-through. I want to do something a little more Mobius. I don't quite know where to put her. We'll have to figure out what the ship looks like before we really know where to put her. And then we'll also have to figure out how big are these, you know, these things here. Some of them I can make bigger, and some of them are going to be really hard to make bigger. Like the small capsule frame is going to be really hard to make large because of its weird sizes. But yeah, let's talk about ship designs. How's it going? Hey, Boolean, with the 5 stream streak. Appreciate you. Appreciate you popping in. And again, you're doing good. You're getting back into the swing of things. Starting to get the tile editor close to a point where you can actually start making levels. Nice, nice. In your opinion, how you have things right now, your title and your ship are your 2 main focal elements. Having them, for example, one on the top half and the other on the bottom half, balance each other out. Yeah. That's the part of what you were suggesting, treating them as separate design elements yesterday, because it's going to be hard to balance out those elements across all crops. Yeah, you are right about that. So it might be the case of we reposition things. The ship design that's like, I want to know how big these images are. It's a little small, but it kind of does it. I'm thinking about Mobius. I'm thinking about doing something like this. Not this explicitly, but do something suggestive of this. Something suggestive of like the ship from Medina or one of the ships. I really love his spaceship style. Do something that's a little more see-through. Something a little more of a lighter touch. At least for the you know, for this part of it. God, these are beautiful. Stel and Atan are like huge influences for my project. Buds. Buddies. Good buds. We can't do something as abstract as this, but like I would love to do something like this. Hey JD, Magic School must have seen better days. It does have that look, doesn't it? A little bit. Something like this with lots of windows on all sides. How's it going, JD? We're thinking really hard about capsule art stuff, about how to make a piece of art that we can rearrange and crop for the different, rearrange and crop and down res and get the stuff we need for a Steam page. And I don't like my first attempt at making a spaceship, so we're gonna make a second attempt. But yeah, I think I agree with you, Nanigans, that we'll have the title card and some stuff up here, and I want something down in this lower section that's like her and her ship, but something that doesn't crowd out too much. I don't know. We might move the title up and fit her actually in front of this star. So we have so little going on, but we're having such a hard time creating negative space because the elements are so large. I mean, I want this star to be large. I stared at this a lot last night while rewatching Space Sweepers in Korean, which was way better. They actually seamlessly kind of had multiple languages in that version of it. It was really good. Kind of seamlessly moved between them all. Watching the English dub was a mistake. It usually is. I usually get such a bad feel for the characters when I hear them dubbed. And it was interesting to see how they rephrased things. It was interesting to watch a movie so quickly, one after the other, with two different language versions. It was really interesting to hear how they differently communicated like phrases and ideas. Transliteration is what you call it, I think. I don't know if the film version of that is a different definition. Still, Atan. Everyone should read this book. I say read, it's mostly pictures. Very good. Anyone who likes Mobius should dip into the world of Adina, which he drew and wrote. So good. Yeah, I would love to do, oh boy. I would love to do something like this, kind of a spaceship design. Not even show the whole thing, just show like the top of it or something. It's really hard because of the perspective we have to communicate any of this. God, I love this design so much. I know it's like real vanilla to be like, Mobius is good. But it's still true. That's beautiful. This is kind of the perspective. I was going to go from slightly under, but this is still pretty similar. Like if we could do this shot, but slightly under and have this see-through window thing. Something like this. Something that doesn't take up all the fucking screen. Although it is a question about how you center it. Like if I did something like this, how I center it with the cat is an interesting question. Nanigans, you're not a designer. You've built several hundred banner ads and headers on websites that need to look good across all screen sizes. You can add some subtle texturing with a nebula or something, but you would do it in even lower contrast than the black hole. Yeah. Fair. I was just rereading this chapter last night. Well, I say skim. The first book of World of Adina is like a huge influence on my game. I really like this. This is ridiculous. There's this weird cement pigeon. I don't remember what those are called, but he has a weird way of drawing those. Yeah, I'm fixated on this idea of this like kind of bubble shape kind of window that doesn't block out too much. Oh, here's the shot from below. That's nice. Is there one of just this? There we go. Ship is interesting. I can't do a Mobius style drawing because I don't have the resolution for like tight line work like what he does. But the blocking is still very informative to me. Arneo, you don't know if this is the best image, but when you think of the Lofi cargo ship, you think of a Type 7 transporter from Elite Dangerous. It has this somewhat vertical cockpit that kind of hangs under the ship. Ooh, that could be interesting. This thing rescued 750 people from a burning station today. Okay, somehow. Oh, I see what you mean. It's got kind of like an old bomber, like I don't know what they called those. They had a word for it. They were little kind of stuck out glass kind of things. Yeah, I want to do something like this. And I'm kind of tempted to do it in a way like the upside down version of this, where there's like a glass canopy cockpit at the top of the ship. And then most of the ship actually extends under this, because then when we talk about a vertical composition, we could actually put the ship in such a way that you can still see like Ripley and the cat up top. And then there's like a bunch of details that extend down. Not detail, but like the mass of the ship extends down below them predominantly. But yeah, doing that in a way that looks balanced, I'm having a hard time with. I might honestly go back to kind of the arrangement that we had before, where it's like this comes up and then goes off screen like that. I feel like this is really ambiguous as to what's happening. Just to get some more space in. Like there's a problem, especially with the way this is arranged here. This almost just looks like a comet. I mean, not a comet, but it looks like some kind of object flying through. It does not look like it's being siphoned off into this thing, which we could do by drawing more of the spiral as it like goes around, but we don't really have the resolution to do that convincingly. I tried to do it. It was really hard. Tried to do it a little last night. So I do think it would be easier to have this kind of a thing, but I just don't have the space for everything. But yeah, we'll have these separate layers, and then we can move them around and reposition them, blah blah blah. So I think my immediate concern is coming up with another ship design. I think is my immediate concern, because then we can worry about positioning everything. But if we have something that we're happy with, something that like encompasses her without taking up, without being like this big toaster that takes up so much of the visual space. This is a classic too. This is the back of that ship. Classic shot. Man, Mobius's ship designs are so good. I know some people don't like them. Honestly, something like the Space Odyssey pod, it's too tight, but it's like, I want something small. But I'm very liable to just start getting distracted by Mobius art. Which is okay, I'm kind of unfocused today. We're kind of just trying to figure out the next direction to take this. This is so cool. It is crazy how cool this is. God, that's beautiful. Truly the goat. Ew, this is like a stable diffusion Mobius art? Gross. Gross. Sorry, I'm distracted. People are probably talking to me. Or maybe they're not. Nanigans, you've been making a bunch of D&D maps, doing most of the graphic stuff in InkRNet, and then building a bunch of fun interactions and visual effects in Foundry. Do you think as a litmus test for your map editor, you want to try and recreate those D&D maps in your own editor? It would help you flesh things out and find any gaps in your tooling. Yeah, definitely would. Definitely would at that. I feel like in practice our ships are going to look like this, but I don't necessarily want the capsule art one to look like this. El Mundo de Adina. It's actually more fun to say than the world of Adina. Not surprising. Like, is it possible to come up with something this simple? I mean, it doesn't, I don't feel like it's expressive of what the game would be like, but it's like, God, is there a way to come up with a ship design that's like got this minimal footprint like this? That looks good. I'm thinking spherical because all of the other shapes so far in the capsule art is spherical, and like I feel like the spherical stuff is more captures the kind of like the vibe I'm going for rather than the kind of, I don't know, kind of a junker is kind of good too. I don't know. I'm kind of not sure what I'm doing at this point. And that's okay. That's okay. My partner was like, why don't you sketch this stuff out first before you start drawing it in A-Sprite? And I'm like, the A-Sprite is the sketching. Like, what do you mean? You want me to hand draw stuff? I don't know how to do that. My approach is to usually just come up with one element I like and then come up with the next element and then the next element after that, and then you just keep going until you're done. And that's not an approach that works very much. It's okay when you are doing a jam and you literally don't have time, but I've never seen this piece before. Oh, it's inspired by Mobius, that's why. Not terrible. Yeah, I don't think I can get away with something as simple as this. I think it would be confusing, but maybe not. Maybe it would be fine. It's a capsule art, right? Like, would it be that crazy for it to just be Ripley and Jonesy in something like this? Something like this. Maybe not exactly this. I think doing something like this, you're liable to just take up a bunch of space. But maybe that's good. Maybe that's still fine. I think I would, when I do redraw the ship, unless I draw it perfectly side on, I think I do want kind of a more upward tilt of it. So it's like tilted up so you see the underside of it a little bit. Which actually makes it a lot harder, huh? Maybe I shouldn't do it. Maybe I should be tilting it down. Because if I tilt it down, I can see more into where they are. If I want to provide more stuff from like inside. Yeah, this ship design doesn't work. But I was really hoping we could find something small. This is obviously too small, but I was just thinking in terms of the idea of like, how minimal can the footprint be? This also doesn't work because, for example, Jonesy doesn't read against a dark background, so Jonesy needs to be backed by something. And this is too minimal. I need to move them out of the way a little bit and just work on something. Try to figure something out. Sorry for the eating sounds. I'm finishing a little snack with my tea. Something so perfect about the design. It's almost like a space car. Can I literally do this? Could I like get away with doing something like this? It would be deeply suggestive of what I'm trying to communicate. If I could nail the world of a Dino-like bubble car. This version of the bubble car is so good. The other version is like too minimal. I'm just gonna put this at the end. These boxy designs, I don't think I want. In practice, in terms of the game that we're actually making, the ships are going to look kind of like that. They're going to look boxy. They're going to look kind of, they're dimetric. A lot of straight lines. But like, and this is too minimal. There's too little going on here. It doesn't feel justified. But like, and same here. It feels a little too magical when it's broken down to this level. But there's something about this particular version of it that is just so deeply compelling to me. I think I might take a crack at this next. Because it would be in line with our other shapes, which are also spheres. Hey, NRJHF Jack. I'm just going to call you Jack. Have you ever wondered why aliens haven't contacted us? I wouldn't. I don't talk to my neighbors either. A better question is, why would aliens contact us? But how's it going? Welcome in. How are you doing? Yeah, a reverse version of this is not a terrible idea either. An upside down version of a cargo ship. We're working on some FTL-like games in pixel art in Godot. We're trying to work on a capsule art piece for one of these projects called Lofi Flyby. We're trying to work out a composition. We've got this combination of stellar objects I kind of like. But I need to figure out a ship. I need to draw a ship around the pilot here. Our last version of this kind of failed. Our last version of this was this. Because we were trying to make a vertical composition, kind of like this. Which I'm so skeptical of how this is used on Steam. Am I gonna open my Steam on stream? I may or may not. Can I just bring up Steam here and see the same thing? Probably. So here's the thing about Steam. I don't understand where... So, like, this is probably the main capsule. Multiplayer update for Dome Keeper, y'all. That's pretty good. Get Dome Keeper if you haven't. Oh, please have a vertical on here somewhere. Watch this be a day that they have no vertical sales. No vertical cards in the sales chart. Oh my god, that's so maddening. Here's the vertical one. Okay, so I guess they use it here. Or maybe this is the library one. No, this is probably it. This is probably it. Whenever they use it in the sales thing, they cut off like the lower half of it with like sale info. I was trying to get an example of that, but unable to. So rip. But we're trying to make a composition that works vertically because we need one or more compositions, one or more framings in the same piece that are satisfying and that work for your processes. Sapphire, you're sitting here finding yourself zoning out, almost asleep. You haven't gotten much sleep this week. Ooh, that sucks. Yeah, I've been struggling. I've been working too much too. They're all probably hiding from something and thinking up stupid. Oh, the aliens, right. See you later, Apollo. Thanks for hanging out. Nanigans, when you get to making the various tiles and stuff, if you need inspiration for making basic tile shapes and how they can be composed into ships, Istrolid might be a decent inspiration. Okay. Istrolid. A mobile game. Istrolid the mobile game. Ah, here's another Istrolid. I guess this is the mobile game. This is Istrolid. Oh, is this more of like a Captain Jameson, like Captain Forever kind of thing? Which is sick. I love Captain Forever. I feel like Cosmeteer ate Captain Forever's lunch, though. It's kind of neat. That's not really how our ship design works. But I initially wanted to make a game like this. I played Captain Jameson and Captain Forever, and I was like, this is so cool. And then Cosmeteer came out, and I was like, I no longer want to make a game like this. It was so good. It's such the perfect version of that. Busy Wicker Work Rhiannon, thanks for stopping by. Thanks for hanging out. It's okay. We're taking it easy today. And we're probably going to continue to take it easy tomorrow. I got a lot of feedback on my initial composition that we ended up with yesterday. It's bad. I'm trying to rethink it. I'm trying to think of a new ship design. I'm really thinking about trying to do like the bubble ship. I'd probably do a 2-seater, and I would probably have Jonesy in the other seat or something. I really want to do this. I think it would solve a lot of problems for the capsule art. So if we did this, it would be kind of reoriented around because they're facing us. I think I would add back the perspective. So let's figure out what that... Firstly, let's try to do it in the correct perspective. Oh, I should have kept the preview. I think firstly what I want to do is determine what the perspective is. If we did this like a regular tile, which we might not do, but it would be a good start. So we have some idea of how to draw a circle in perspective, but it would help to define the grid first. So it'd be 2 circles. There would be a circle for the bubble, and there'd be another circle that's like the way the ship is around it. So we'd start with like a circle. Yeah, I'd probably put Jonesy on like another chair. I'd probably make these low back chairs. Not how low though. Not too low. Might be too low. Have some kind of framing around her. I guess this would be in front of her, huh? It would be both in front of and behind her. This is gonna be annoying as fuck to draw. How Mobius do we want to get with this? The answer for me is very. My only question is, do we do the full wraparound of the bubble, or does the bubble terminate? I think the full wraparound is cool. Bubble ship is cool. It would make it easier to show the lived in space and give the feeling of a trucker living life in space. Yeah, because that's the idea I want without the baggage of like all the actual cargo. And we could do a thing, because I mentioned we could do like a layered thing where like this is just a bubble on top of like a cargo ship and the cargo ship is below. But I'm tempted to not. I'm tempted to just not even acknowledge that. Because, yeah, I think the key element is the pilot and the companion. We need to make sure that Jonesy doesn't get washed out by the background or something. Rhiannon, one of these days you're gonna lose your streak. Come on. I can't read your whole message. There we go. You watched with your extension all day yesterday, so Twitch thinks you missed it. Ah. That's unfortunate. So you saved the streak, but you fell behind by a day? That's unfortunate. Full Mobius. The entire ship should be made from a single contiguous face. I don't disagree with you, Nanigans. You're saying that jokingly, but I don't disagree. The bubble ship is just so good. And I think anyone that sees my bubble ship will instantly be like, I know exactly what they're going for. I say anybody, but you know, if you know, you know. I mean, do I really want anyone to play this who doesn't own a copy of El Mundo de Adina? I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. You could also have read the in-cal. That would be fine too. If you haven't gotten to Adina yet. It's like if you took the world of Adina and asked Yodorovsky to write it. You've never heard this before? Go get it. Go get it right now. Go get that on. Go on to Thrift Books. Go buy The World of Adina. It is so good. I almost like it more than the in-cal, which I think is crazy to some people. The in-cal is a little weird. I mean, these are both weird, but they're similar stories in a weird way. I love the little... This doesn't look like a cup holder, but it also doesn't look like not a cup holder either. All right, so I can't show any of the front of the console. So if we do the reverse perspective bubble ship, we're going to see the front on view. I love that they have like a couch back here. That would be pretty funny maybe if we just put a couch in the back. And like... I don't know if I can convey a blanket or anything like that at my resolution, but it could be funny to do something like this. A coffee maker, that would be funny too. All right, so the first thing we need to do is make a circle. We have to decide how big this circle should be. It says small ship. I'm going to call this the circle ship. I'm going to take this off so I actually have some idea. So how much space are we talking here? Do we want 2 chairs? Are we talking 2 chairs? Or do we do 1 chair and we have Jonesy like on the couch in the back or something?
Maximum what?
I think this is one of the stronger silhouettes of Jonesy that I have. But I could conceive of using like this one. I feel like it's kind of hard to tell what Jonesy is, mainly because I don't have enough pixels and also because I'm not good. So first choice, is this a one-seater or is it a two-seater? Probably make it a two-seater. The seat is centered. The pilot seat is centered here, and there's a passenger seat off to the side. That's not terrible. I don't know if I want to do that necessarily. So this is nice. So this would be the medium-sized circle. So there's like this large sphere. There's a small sphere for the black hole, and then the bubble ship will be like a medium-sized sphere. And I will probably adjust some of this. This shade, wherever this is. Oop. Bubble it up. I historically don't like this kind of circle edge. Is that better? That's a little wonky. Is this better? Feels a little flat. It's kind of in line with what we got going on with everything else, though. Maybe we just make maybe we make a slightly different size sphere. Yeah, I like that. That's a lot better. That feels a lot more sphere-like. Bubble-like. It's still a little weird. But it's okay, maybe. I'm not going to worry about framing it with the rest of what I've got going on yet. I could always move this star up and to the right and have its trail go off screen again. I kind of like this better, but should this get smaller? Is the problem with communicating the scale that this doesn't shrink enough? Should this be like thinner where it meets here? Maybe not. So we put a bubble around her. What do? Do we put them off to the side and move Jonesy over? So what I need to do when I've got this, so forget about her for a second. So what I want to do is I want an inner circle as well. Should it just be the same thing but smaller? How thick should that glass be? Probably just 1 pixel and put some stuff on it. All right, see a sapphire. Hey, Ramstab, you could probably learn a lot from the Warhammer FTL game as well. Yeah. Welcome in. I like that game. Void War. Void War. I've played that game. It's good. I have learned a lot from a mechanical standpoint in terms of what to do for an FTL game. Void War tries some stuff. It tries some stuff and it largely succeeds. It's crazy how brazen it is. It's crazy how brazen of like, and especially the UI. It's incredible how much it's just straight up ripped off the FTL UI. But yeah, they expanded in things in an interesting way. The number of crew members you have is much higher, and that can get out of control. So it's way more often that you suffer fatalities because you eventually just have multiple pages of crew members, which is an interesting approach. They swung on this, and I think they hit it. They I don't know if they knocked it out of the park per se, but I think this is a very satisfying take on FTL that really works for most people. For me, it's a little touchy. There's just so much going on, and it's such a fast-paced game. I think my game is going to be slowed down a bit from this. But yeah, I like Void War. But how's it going, Ramstab? Welcome in. Grimdark style? Yeah. Kind of pasta. Arneo, you broke PDC targeting again? Oh no, well the missiles are going to come through then, huh? Rhiannon, did they ever get put back in whatever store they were taken out of? Yeah, it was a very short-lived issue. I think their only problem was with the wide, rounded pauldrons of like one shot in one of the trailers. They were like, this is a little too much like a Space Marine. And I'm like, did you see the Chaos ship that's just literally a Chaos ship from like Battlefleet Gothic? That like I'm pretty sure someone just drew. And they were like, eh. All right, what do I want to do for the inner thing? I could do something like this. I don't normally like doing this. I feel like normally this is not good to do. This like snake, this like single snaking pixel thing. I feel like that's usually not great. It's kind of in line with what I've got going on elsewhere though for this piece. I think in many cases it can be preferable to just going right up against the edge. But there's similarly people who are like, that's not good either. So I don't know what to quite do when I'm that close. I might like this better in this case, though. Oh, maybe I don't. I don't like that sharp point it comes to, maybe. Yeah, it accentuates that. So what we're going to do is we're going to have a circle in the circle. Because we're trying to do the Mobius ship. So we're going to have a circle in the circle. And then we're going to have another circle that represents the, like, cutaway section. And we have to decide what the perspective is for that. We should use something close to the perspective we actually mean to use in the game. But we might go as far as isometric for this piece. We might go that far. We might not. But yeah, I think the sphere works with the other spheres. I think I need to figure out how it's going to be framed in a way that's not terrible, but so I think it's going to be like this in terms of how it meets the bottom of the shield. Or canopy or whatever it is, you know. Why are these different? Oh, because you're not fully extended. Okay, and then what we need to do is we need another circle in here. Like this, maybe. What is this? 28 by 9. 2 to 1. It should be 2 to 1. I might need it to be more than 2 to 1, though. Something like that is maybe not terrible. It's not great, but it's maybe not terrible. It's not a sphere anymore. That's reasonably strong. I don't know if I like the little orphan pixel deal going on here. Sometimes I like this and sometimes I don't. And I don't think I'll know which it is for a second here. What would the alternative be, though? Alternative would be something like this. And that just moves the problem down one. Well, this one doesn't have that problem. That is more solid, but it feels a lot worse. I think we're gonna go with this for now. The other thing we could do is we could go up by one a little bit more. So we could take this and just move this up one, then do that, and then fill back in here. I think that's also maybe kind of terrible. Maybe not. Maybe that's actually ideal. I'm like trying to get further away from it. I don't know if I like that. I think we were on it. I think we had it. I think this was fine. Something like this. And then we just fit them in here somehow. So here's the thing. There's no room for any amount of detail here. So because there's no room for any amount of detail, maybe it's just better to put Jonesy in like a seat next to Ripley here. Even in this fairly large version of this, there's just so little room. And what we really need is we need some kind of thing going on back here. If you have a console, could Jonesy lay on top? Yes. I don't feel super comfortable about Jonesy's silhouette lying down. I think this kind of sucks. I think this feels good in motion. I think when like Jonesy's going through their animation states, it's like pretty clear that they're a cat. But the problem is from just a static read, most of these are bad. I think this is maybe one of the few that kind of reads. What if Jonesy had a human head? How crazy would that be? Now it's really not a cat, though. Now it's like a tiny person, like a tiny cat-shaped person. It's like a sphinx. I kind of don't hate that, actually. But I think it's too much. I don't really like Jonesy's current head shape, but it communicates the scale a little better, I think, of what it is. Rhiannon, the whole thing looks like it's taken from other stuff, and you mean that with the most respect. You're not wrong. We were like, what's a good companion star drawing? And we did that. We did our like little companion star drawing. And then we were like, what about the Mobius bubble ship? And now we're working on the Mobius bubble ship. I would hesitate to make the ship bigger. I could probably make it smaller, but I think this is kind of nice. I think the contrast is too high. I think we need to find a good ramp. Or the bubbles. I don't know. I don't know if we should go for like analogous colors. I also don't know if it should be like this and then it should be followed in by some... Oh, Lord. If it should be like followed by something. I'm like getting a little too monochromatic, I think, with this. I flail about so much when doing stuff like this. I just don't know what I like. Maybe something like this. Should there be like an interior? How does a bubble look? You know? Oh, and doing that on the inside doesn't look good either. That's rough. Doing it on the outside, okay. I don't think this is the correct thing to do. I think less is more with this sort of thing. Rather than thickening this up. I think it'd be better to try to do some kind of like, I think it'd be better to do some kind of fill. Some kind of like semi-transparent fill. You know? Something like that. Would it also include this though? Or would it be in front of her? Comment was about Void War. Okay. That makes sense. Mobius bubble ship. Hey, Automatic Games. Yeah, we're trying. We're trying to put together enough elements here that we can assemble into some kind of capsule art. We came up with our edition from yesterday turned out kind of bad because I was trying to make this vertical piece, like the vertical capsule, to cut the other ones from, but I haven't done a good job of it yet. Composition of this is terrible. The spaceship is also terrible. I kind of like the companion star thing, so we've been kind of trying to refine that. And yeah, today we've been trying to figure out what kind of ship we could draw, and I'm kind of fixated on the bubble ship, as you rightly called out. I should probably make it green. If I want a Tina to be more accurate. And again, that's the name of Ripley's ghost, semi-transparent fill. That's funny. That's funny. Well, let's just throw some stuff in here, because like, whatever. I'll go for the green one, the greenish one first. I don't think I like that, but I also think I need to get rid of some of this chair. I think I need to totally redraw her chair. I think these chairs are terrible, but I don't know. I'm also, part of me is like, should she maybe be facing away? And then I'm like, no, because if she's facing away, you literally can't tell anything about her. Yeah, I think we need something like this, and then we need some bubbles. I don't know how to do the bubbles though. How's everything going, Otter? I really liked your pixel art birds. There's times where you can really tell that I'm not an artist. I feel like this is one of those times. Let me get this on a different color. Was like orange. Green and orange both work here for what I think we're doing, so maybe I go in that direction. But I don't want it to be too bright. These oranges are really bright. Something like this looks kind of like a bubble. You realize I'm using the exact composition of the bubbles from World of Adina. You're not wrong. I don't know how to communicate this. I don't know how to communicate the bubbleness of it. Are you ready for Ludum Dare? No, very much not. I'm very much not ready for Ludum Dare. But I'm going to do some preparation tonight. So this achieves my goal of like freeing up the amount of space that this takes, and we could even do maybe some overlapping kind of stuff. If we can find a composition that's not terrible. I think the bubble ship is in the right direction. Whether we end up changing it a little bit or not is a bit of a question. I had a pipe dream of finishing this week, and it's very clear to me that that's not gonna happen. But that's okay. So yeah, I think not affecting the background is good. I think I need to fill in this middle part. get this to be a different color for one thing. Yeah, I'm going to work on some isometric tile templating stuff on the assumption that we're going to try to do some isometric tile bullshit for Ludum Dare, because we always do. It's kind of the only thing I do. What's a good color for the ship itself? It's getting there. Do we actually want yellow? Is yellow what we want for this? No. Unclear what color I want for the actual bubble. I think I made this too dark or too bright. I don't know about the orange for the ship. It brings us closer to like various versions of this, like especially this one. We're getting pretty close to this. And you know what? If that's where we land, I will live with it. I'm forgetting about my tea. I need to drink my tea. I have a teacup that keeps my tea hot, and it works pretty good, except if there's like milk I've added to it. Yeah. It's like skin, milk skin. Think twice before you get a tea mug that heats the tea inside of it. Hey, Commander. I like that you're putting all these physical, you've got these little physical things that you're going to pack in with your album. That's pretty cool. Little bonuses and stuff. It's crazy that there's so many versions of this ship and none of them look the same. I really like the kind of weird grapefruit color we're using here. Maybe that's more the direction I should be going. Your coworker make crochet hearts? Nice, nice. I'm gonna redraw Ripley in there now. So what are we gonna do? What do we want to do about this part? As far as where are we putting her? I might just put her and the cat like in like on like a couch kind of structure in the back. Maybe we don't even have like a chair, proper chair. I don't know. I kind of want to put something behind them though. And I don't think I want to do something as bold as doing like a low transparency thing. Oh, I don't think I want to do something like this. But maybe I do. Actually, I guess that makes it look more real, huh? There's some kind of something. Some kind of something. The orange and pale yellow against the purple, you're pretty close to complementary colors with that. Yeah, I think we're drifting in that direction. The color scheme, you think you're gonna... It's hard to go wrong with orange and purple. As long as we're not using MCU colors, I'm okay. The low transparency is good. It makes it look like a bubble. Okay. I will probably wait to do that until the end because that's kind of annoying. Maybe what I need to do is I need to make the bubble a separate layer. Let's see, like ship bubble, and we'll put that in front of everything. All right. Yeah, this is my approach. I'm just like, okay, we need a new element. Let's make the new element. We'll figure out the compositional issues later. We'll figure out how to work this into a composition at some point. Okay, so here's the bubble. I feel bad trying to do literally the reflections from here, but I don't know what else to do. I also don't think I'm quite nailing it. That's maybe better. That's not. I also acknowledge that it doesn't quite make sense. But sense is not necessarily the highest priority for us here. So I think I'm going to use this color, and I think we're going to bring it down to like a very low. Like maybe a very low. Is that too low? I'm gonna make this a separate layer too. Well, maybe not. I hate painting in transparency things. I would rather paint an opaque layer and then make the layer transparent. Bubble fill. Oh my god, why didn't it work the first time? Oh, because there's literally nothing to do, right? But yeah, I'm not gonna lie. I'm a little stressed out at the idea of doing Ludum Dare. But I need to do it. It needs to be done. We will do it. For 5%, I think is okay. The bubble is looking real. We make a bonsai to relax. That's funny. These are both in front of everything. So here I want a layer called like ship foreground. Maybe ship 4. And another one for the ship back. Assuming I'm going to continue to have we'll say characters. This part is part of the foreground. This is part of the ship background. I'm going to include all of it. Okay, so now if I move them in here, they should be on the correct layer. Yeah, there we go. That doesn't quite do what I want it to do. Maybe filling the whole space is a mistake. It's affecting them more than I want, which maybe just means it's too opaque. I kind of don't want them to be in this chair. I kind of want them to be like... I kind of want them to be in front of the bubble is actually what I'm thinking. I kind of want the bubble to be in the back. Does that make sense? To not have them be affected by it? I think it's just better. It's probably less realistic, but I think it's just better. I think this washes them out a lot. I mean, I could also just make the fill less opaque. Like, I feel like there's a... Nah, it's too much. It's too much. Including them in it is not good. I think it needs to be behind them. So this should be like... I have to pick an interior color here somewhere. We'll work on refining the. We'll work on refining everything later. Finding the color choices and everything. I guess the green chair is kind of okay. I'm thinking of ditching the chair and putting them like on the couch. The only problem with this is that cat is a little small. If I do that, and I still do the head pat thing. Maybe the head pat we don't need to do though. But what would your pose be then? I don't think that's a good pose. I'm not quite sure what to do about that. I'm tempted to just implement the little couch seat from like this. The only real question is, in the same way that we've got this thing coming off of here, should there be something similar coming off of the back of the bubble ship? Some kind of like trail. I'm not sure. Not sure. We definitely need more stuff going on under here. I need to be okay with her being like cut off by the foreground element here. I need to be willing to like move all of this down. Would I be happy if like she was like sitting on a thing here and Jonesy was sitting up like this? Not terribly, but I'd not be terribly happy with that. Be happy with maybe this. I'm thinking about moving her to like a couch in this section. What kind of couch structure? You have a trailer hitch, and when you pick up cargo, you just hitch the back of the bubble. Well, here's the thing. Here's the thing about that. We're making no effort to like... We're trying to communicate a vibe. And I feel like showing cargo thing... I get what you mean. I get what you mean. But like none of the in-game ships are going to look anything like this. Like maybe this is like our little shuttle. Will be like our idea for like a little shuttlecraft. Like maybe this is cool for like a shuttlecraft design. I wish I could communicate the like shag rug couch texture. We can put some stuff. We can try to find some stuff in here that we can put. Should I go this way? There's two different directions here. I think we went this way for the exterior. Limit to like how saturated I want this to be, but let's start with something like this. Sorry, phone call. All right, how do I communicate that this is like that there's like a seat here? I think making it this bright was maybe a mistake. I'm just gonna recolor this. We're gonna just look at separately here. Forget the chair. So I can make it look more like she's sitting at this chair. Maybe I want her to be at the other end, though. No. No. I have to explain more that there's like a seat here. Maybe this just needs to be a darker color. That's not it. It's not quite it either. I'm just trying stuff out. I'm not convinced that any of this is going to work. So there's a way that I can convince myself and the viewer that there's like a couch surface here. Contrast of this is not great. But it could be worse. In fact, I could even raise this up or something. Not sure what to do about that. I don't know. I think maybe we're heading somewhere. I think we're heading in maybe a direction that could maybe work. I don't know. I'm not convinced. Hey Hex, how's it going? We're working on some different visual elements for a capsule art piece. I have not even begun to figure out what the composition is going to be. I made an attempt yesterday, basic attempt, which was not good. But I like some of the elements. Like I like the stellar element, the companion star element. I like a lot. The ship is trash, so we're redrawing the trash. Trash. We're redrawing the trash ship. We're kind of going for the Mobius bubble ship, which is a classic. Everyone loves the Mobius bubble ship. I am not prepared for Ludum Dare, so some mild panic along with that. But you know, chilling. Probably taking it easy the next couple of days. Make the couch green. Add better contrast and harmony in the colors. Okay, we can go back to the green couch. I didn't hate the green couch. We could even try to communicate the 3D part of the couch again. I don't know what to do with the inside of this area, but... It's awkward because the way I've drawn my couch is like in perspective, which I might not do. Eh. I need to lower them one. Just to get rid of the weirdness that's this. Yeah, I don't know. I think the ship is a weird color. I think I need to... The chair is tilted sideways. I think I need to tilt the couch forward. somehow. It's tough because she's side on. I'm not sure about this part. I'm not sure. I'm not sure what to quite do with them. You're gonna head out, grab a shave and a shower. Good luck. It's making progress. It's slow but steady. I think I like this direction. I just need to decide how much we need to do. Like we could go down a little bit. Would we really maybe just prefer like this version? I don't know. This doesn't look like a cat enough to me in isolation. To me, this is the only one that kind of reads. And I'm seriously tempted to go with this version. This reads even worse. This looks monstrous. I can't do that. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I'm not pleased, but we're heading in a direction, you know? We're going in a direction. I think we'll get there eventually. So I need 1 pixel of legs. The question is, do I need 2 pixels of legs? And I think the answer is no. I could get away with not that. Also, I seem to have put this on a layer here that I did not mean to. It's fine. We'll keep working on it. We'll keep working on it. We'll figure something out. What about the chair from Galaxina? Capsule art has a specific aspect ratio, no? Yes, it has many. It has many. So we're trying to make a bunch of elements that we can arrange in different frames. So there's a header capsule aspect ratio, small capsule, main capsule. These are the correct aspect ratios, but maybe not the size we're going to go with. So I sorted out the different aspect ratios just to keep in mind. I'm not even begun to think about that, really. I mean, I tried to think about it, but I realized I'm trash. Yeah, there's a bunch of established aspect ratios for the different capsule art pieces. We're trying to make one piece of art that can be you know, framed different ways that works okay, and I'm having a hard time. I'm having a hard time with that. Yesterday's attempt was not good. Today's attempt, I haven't even bothered to compose it. I'm just like working out the new ship element. I really want my Mobius bubble ship sort of deal. But yeah, we're about out of time today. I know this is short. I know this is a short stream, and I know I'm not really bringing the energy, but I'm trying to conserve. I'm trying to conserve. We have Ludum Dare in 2 days. Ludum Dare is in 2 days. 2 days, 3 hours, and 29 minutes, if you want to get specific. So the stream will continue to probably drift later over the next few days, since it starts at 6 p.m. my time. So probably tomorrow's stream will also probably start later. It'll also probably be kind of short. But that's because Friday we're going to do Ludum Dare prep before 6. And then when 6 o'clock hits, we'll see the theme and we'll maybe do like an hour or so of brainstorming. And then I will hopefully sleep. And then we'll do the main body of the work Saturday and Sunday. And it's also going to be my streaming affiliate anniversary, which is cool. Because I first became an affiliate a day before Ludum Dare 55. So it's kind of fun that Ludum Dare falls on my affiliate anniversary. But yeah, that'll be running Saturday. What are you going to prep? As far as what we're going to prep on Friday, we'll probably do the thing where we just go through each of the final round theme possibilities and try to brainstorm a direction. Just so we have some idea. I might work on some template stuff and like setting up project files, things like that, you know, Git, the usual. Just a bunch of stuff I don't want to wait until the theme reveal to start cracking on. I'm going to try to do some more work on some templates tonight too. But yeah, Ludum Dare, it's going to be big. It's going to be a lot. It's going to be fun. It's short. It's just 48 hours for the compo. It'll be intense. It'll be intense. I want to do well. I want to do well. You tend to get hyped for a theme and it never gets picked. Yeah. I'm going to try to avoid that. But I am going to look through the possibilities, and what it will probably do is it will probably let us know what kind of game I'm going to have to make, regardless of what the theme is. Of like, oh, based on my skills and the amount of time we have, and what I have prepared, I think this is what we're going to have to do. And I feel like that often is equally determining for me. You might not think about it this time. I think that's reasonable. There is something fun about just waiting until you see the theme and then just going from there. I've been going a little too ambitious, so I think it would be good for me to think through some of my ideas in advance and think whether or not I can really do them in the time allotted. I think that might help me. Because I've been overscoping pretty much in every game jam game I've made. But we'll see. I know this was a quieter stream. I know I'm kind of stuck on something, but this is game dev and we're getting through it. And I appreciate you all hanging out with me for the time. We'll be back tomorrow. So I guess all that's left today is to say thank you all so much for watching. I hope you have a great rest of your day. And hopefully I'll see you all next time. Or maybe this weekend. Bye.